Today, Logan Paul interviews Donald Trump on Impaulsive. Hunter Biden found guilty. Mexico is going woke, while Europe is going far right. Retired comedian finds a man his height, and the CEO of Twitch is busted for busting. All this and more on NSR NewsHour. Today's broadcast is brought to you by viewers like you. Become a member today and unlock exclusive content at patreon.com/NorthstarRadio. Today is Sunday, June 23rd, and we start off our coverage in the United States. This is America First.
Now watch this drive.
First-time male voters are now 20 times more likely to vote for Donald Trump after he looked cool on a popular children's podcast. Over the weekend, the great minds over at Impaulsive, a show hosted by the brother of a retired Bizarrevark, Logan Paul, as well as Hasanabi broadcast friend of the show, Mike Malak, interviewed the great white hope himself, Donald J. Trump.
Biden is just so bad. He's the worst president in the history of our country.
You should make a diss track on him.
Yeah, we'll do something.
Do you think that you're starting to soften your views on some of the networks that you may have not gotten along with in the past?
No.
There were some pretty interesting moments in this once-in-a-lifetime interview brought to you by Prime Energy. First things first, Trump had to hook my boys up with the classic never surrender mugshot tease.
Oh, no way. We got gifts.
Oh, nice. So for a lot of money, this thing.
Oh, no way. Oh, thank you, President.
Just split it up. Here's
amazing.
Something for you. This is
Is this your mugshot?
Can you believe it?
You're a gangster.
This is what we're reduced to.
It happened, and might as well monetize it.
Trump makes a joke about Jimmy Carter that Logan and Mike pretend to understand.
We have other problems too, with energy, with inflation. He's been a disaster as a president. He's the worst president we've ever had. The good news is he makes Jimmy Carter look brilliant by comparison, so Jimmy Carter's the only one that's happy with this.
Logan Paul has a fanboy moment after hearing Trump say his classic catchphrase.
That sentiment that CNN might be fair to you,
they might be,
is a bit of a departure
I'd
from
say
your
a
normal,
good 10% chance.
From your normal hardline stance. Do you think that you're starting to come around or soften your views on some of the networks that you may have not gotten along with in the past?
No, they're fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
No, they're so bad. One of the good terms, right? Fake news.
Yeah, fake news.
Yeah, fake news. Yeah, fake news.
Trump even claims the Russian invasion and October 7th would not have happened had he been the president.
The Russian attack on Ukraine would have never happened if I were president, would have never happened. It's a shame because it never would have happened. And it didn't happen during my 4 years. It didn't happen. It wouldn't have happened. I got along very well with Putin. I got along with Zelensky, but it wouldn't have happened. And October 7th would have never happened. And inflation would have never happened. And
Trump also took credit for blocking Nord Stream 2, the natural gas pipeline connecting Russia to Germany.
You know, I ended the pipeline. He built, it's called Nord Stream 2. Nobody ever heard of Nord Stream 2 until I got involved. And I said, what are you doing? Why are you doing this to Germany? I said, we're defending you under NATO and you're paying billions of dollars a month to Russia. Probably the biggest project, most important, one of the most important projects they've ever done. I ended it. It was dead.
Which is interesting because Biden bombed Nord Stream 2 not that long ago.
There will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that? Exactly, since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do that.
These two presidents share the same opinion on the matter. That's definitely not a trend. What really shocked me about this interview was not the interview itself, but rather the reaction from Mike Malak after talking to Donald Trump. Now, Mike is pretty tight with Hassan Piker, the biggest leftist political commentator in the United States, and the biggest name in politics for young people in America. But after his interview with the former president, Mike seemed to change his opinion about Donald Trump, and seemed to open up and even defend Donald Trump.
Anyway, here's what Mike said. 1, after being all over anti-Trump to neutral to whatever, it was nice to finally meet him. We live in a world of headlines and misconceptions. It was fun to put those to rest. His aura is refined. Oh, Mike.
No, this is the problem.
And he commands the room. He's also predictably much more relaxed and more fun in off-camera settings.
No, I
After
know,
working
dude.
hospitality his whole life, he's extremely accommodating and gives times to each person in the room individually.
Yeah, because he's charismatic. That's
It would have been. I know.
That's the problem.
I know that.
Voters vote based on charisma.
I know that.
Right?
I know that. That's what I'm
why
saying.
I love Obama so much. Is because he's charismatic.
Yeah. Each person in the room individually, it would have been easy for him to talk only to Logan off camera, but he showed me equal love the whole time. His networking acumen and his room work is flawless. He also made sure we ate, and his chefs made us coconut shrimp, 9 out of 10 after the show. Trump and his team are finally leaning into neutrality messaging for 2024, which a ton of moderates had prayed for. Less fiery rhetoric. The Trump campaign's goal is to convince fence-sitters he is likable, while Biden's team has to prove that he's coherent. Trump, simply put, has the easier goal. I disagree with that. In the time we spent with him off camera, he was always smiling, had a positive, upbeat vibe. He clearly understands that leading with a smile is a charm worth mastering. People like happy people. Say what you want about Trump's policies. That's a personal opinion. I respect yours. I simply am thankful for his time and the love he showed us. Our invite is still open for Biden.
No shot, Biden goes.
I don't think you guys are understanding how devastating this is in general.
In other American news, Donald Trump and his opponent's son seem to have a strong connection. Hunter Robinette Biden himself, yes, the boy with the laptop computer, was slapped with a guilty verdict just like his uncle Donald.
The jury has found Hunter Biden, the president's son, guilty on all 3 counts in this case after 3 hours of deliberation. Count 1 is a false statement in the purchase of a firearm. Count 2 is false statement related to information required to be kept by a federal firearms license dealer. Count 3 is possession of a firearm by a person who is an unlawful user or addicted to a controlled substance.
Donald Trump, as we know, has been in and out of court for the past couple months, fighting what was originally a case about hush money. But after even more funny business, Donald Trump was found guilty of 34 counts of falsification of business records in the first degree, a felony in New York. Hunter Biden, on the other hand, was found guilty of 3 felony charges related to the 2018 purchase of a revolver, who, when filling out mandatory gun purchase forms, lied about his illegal drug usage and addiction. What has America gone to that the son of the President of the United States can't have a little bit of fun shooting a revolver like an old cowboy, while also being a little bit high? That's freedom. That's my America. Speaking of freedom, as an American, if I wanted to steal land in South America to start a fruit business empire, and when opposition occurs from locals, I choose to create my own army to not only defend my plantation, but to also hunt down and eliminate left-wing rebels who intend to seek freedom for their own people, I should be able to do so according to the Constitution. Right? Well, freedom doesn't exist in America anymore, folks, because Chiquita, the banana giant, has been ordered to pay $38 billion for funding paramilitary groups in Colombia to suppress dissent. The paramilitary reportedly wrongfully hunted down 8 different Colombian men to protect their capitalist interests in the South American country. However, folks at Chiquita say these statements are incorrect, and they're simply guarding their crops during Colombia's civil war. 2 very thought-provoking perspectives. I guess we'll never know the true answer. It's time to see what's happening around the globe. It's time for global happenings. In Supreme Leader news, Vladimir Putin and Supreme Leader Kim Jong-un had a bit of a rendezvous over the weekend in Pyongyang. According to NSR's in-house lip reader, they seem to be discussing war with the West and who to nuke next. Did he really just say that? I thought he might be a fan. On a serious note, North Korea is the most demonized country in the United States, to the point that we literally see them as alien-like in the way that they supposedly worship their government. Yet another example of every American propaganda point being a self-report. Anti-North Korean propaganda reached an interesting peak in 2014 with the release of the movie The Interview, which leading up to its release caused Sony Pictures to be reportedly hacked by North Korea in an attempt to delete the film before release.
A source at Sony tells us the company is looking into the possibility that hackers working for North Korea could be behind the attack. Sony's upcoming release of the movie The Interview, a comedy about a plot to kill North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, is cited as a possible provocation. The North Korean regime has called the movie terrorism, an act of war, a moral attack on its leadership.
Now, I saw this movie in theaters, And did I kind of think the theater was going to get bombed by North Korea while I was watching the film? Yes. Once again, the powers of American propaganda and the classic self-report. A supporter of Palestine, Seth Rogen, the star and director of this film, has since come out and stated his skepticism to the allegations of North Korean hacking, saying, "This was months after North Korea had probably already seen the film. Why would they wait to leak the emails? And they never did anything like that before and haven't done anything like it since. So things just never quite added up." Now don't quote me on this, but I remember somewhere, and for the life of me I cannot find an article talking about it, Seth Rogen saying that he feels bad for vilifying North Korea. Now don't quote me on that, but if someone could find that quote from Seth Rogen, that would be great. In other Supreme Leader news, the European Parliament is quickly running far right and is considering a full-on ban of left-wing political parties. Actually, I made that second part up, but it's not that far away. I mean, Ukraine already did it. France's far-right nationalist party, National Rally, received a whopping 30% of the total vote. Germany's extreme right party, Alternative for Germany, or AfD for short, landed second place in voting behind the center-right Christian Democrats party, meaning that two healthily far-right parties now make up 45% of Germany's parliament, while the Social Democratic Party and Green Party only make up 26% combined, losing a total of 11 seats, while the far-right AfD gained 4, now holding more seats than both the Social Democratic Party and Green Party independently. And it's not old people causing this, it's young people, Hitler Youth as they call them, fans of Aiden Ross and others.
It's a party at a German resort. And listen to what they're chanting. Deutschland in Deutschland! Deutschland for Deutsche, Germany for the Germans. These young people are singing Nazi slogans. Ausländer raus means foreigners out.
In France, voters under the age of 34 were most likely to vote for the National Rally, the far-right nationalist party, where 32% of voters younger than 34 voted for the National Rally. While in Germany, the youth vote for the extreme right AfD jumped from 5% in 2019 to 16% in 2024. I'm an American, and those numbers absolutely shock me. Young people in America, especially since the ongoing genocide in Gaza, have seemingly moved much further left. And not just progressive, but the American government hating left. But I think that might change now that Donald Trump went on Impaulsive and looked cool as hell. There is some hope, however, and it's not the great white hope, Donald J. Trump. While Europe loves fascism and tends to push it on to the rest of the world, Latin America has a history of left-wing governance and rebellion. And over the weekend, Mexico has gone full-on woke SJW, folks. Yes, you heard that correctly. There's a new Mexican president, and she's woke. Claudia Sheinbaum, a leftist, supporter of Palestine, the former mayor of Mexico City, became the first woman and the first Jewish person elected president in the entire 200-year history of Mexico. Now, is she truly a leftist? Only time will tell. You'll know she's a liberal and not a leftist if the border wall with the United States sees a fresh paint job for Pride Month. The world is rapidly changing. The internet is a growing trend, and the kids are using it in mysterious ways. Let's get social. There's a new phenomenon sweeping the internet. Hot tub bikini Twitch streamers and their incredibly supportive boss enjoying their content. Now, over the years, there have been several trends on Twitch in the realm of hot tub streamers. Metas, as they call them. The original meta was the hot tub streamer. Then you had the black bar meta, where streamers lost their clothing and inserted a black bar. The green screen butt meta was one of my favorites. Many of these metas come and go, but the meta of hot tub streamers themselves has found its footing, and it's not leaving Twitch anytime soon. Thank you, Lord. Over the weekend, the CEO of Twitch, this Swedish-looking fella, was demonstrating the new algorithmic clips feature on the Twitch mobile app. And let's just say, this man has taste.
You want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you want to check out the stories to see what you missed yesterday. You click there, and now you're in your stories feed. Okay?
Okay. That's very nice.
But it didn't just happen once.
You want to see clips? Swipe this way, and now you're seeing clips.
35.
And that's not necessarily the algorithm.
Now, don't get me wrong. I am a major supporter of these women, and my bank account is proof. But I don't support all women. Some are in the IDF. In other internet news, retired comedian sparks return to pop culture as he connects with youth on popular wacky Twitch stream. Forgive me as this story is incredibly old, but not nearly as old as Kevin Hart. Kai Cenat has been the biggest name on Twitch for the past couple years, reaching a new peak in pop culture no other Twitch streamer has ever achieved. He's so mainstream, in fact, he's hosted a healthy amount of mainstream celebrities on his Twitch stream, the most recent being Kevin Hart. Many fans of Kai Cenat compared Kevin Hart to an older Kai, as they had amazing chemistry and an incredibly similar short stature. However, that didn't stop Kai from making fun of Kevin Hart's height.
Bro, it's all right. I'm just checking, man. Y'all be.
So stupid. Poor Kevin. I almost feel bad for him. Like his whole damn life, he just can't get a break from this shit. Like,
I know you needed this one, bro. You got me a step stool.
It's hilarious though, because Kai's his same height.
That's what I'm saying. You're nobody be buying step stools. You might as well have two in there.
It takes him a second to get on the stool because he's under 5 feet tall.
This has been NSR News Hour. Join us again next week as we continue the discussion of the rise of fascism in Europe and the rise in Logan Paul's pants while talking to Donald Trump. And looking forward to the next release from North Star Radio, you're not going to want to miss it because Jubilee has a big problem. Peace and love, and free Palestine.